This is an excerpt from our 30-minute Snack Room bite-sized learning series focusing on goal setting and how to build habits to crush your 2024 goals. In this video, we'll review what defines a clear goal utilizing the SMART goal framework. Visit our YouTube channel to watch the full video where we cover topics like what does a good annual goal look like? What if I'm new to my role or the organization? I have my goals, what's next? And finally, how do I make sure I stay on track with my goals?
Part B, SMART. Most organizations use the SMART system of goal setting. Probably most of you on the screen are very familiar with this, but we're going to run through it a little bit here today because I look at tons of goals. So when I'm doing executive coaching, I'm looking at their performance goals. I'm looking at annual performance reviews. I'm looking at the goals that are there for the CEO. I'm always looking at goals. And it's amazing to me how poorly written the goals are. They're just not written well. And so it sets us up for really difficult conversations at the end of the year because there's either they're very vague, a lot of room for interpretation, which also sets us up for a lot of room for misunderstanding or us having our perceptions of, hey, I think I did really well. And you're like, well, actually not so much. This is one that needs some work. Okay, just in case you were like, wow, that's really a nice goal. No, we're fixing this one. So it starts with, I kind of came up with one that I thought all of us could understand, maybe not relate to, if you're not a runner or we're not ready to run a marathon, it might not be like, oh yeah, I've written this goal 5 times over. I'm really good at this. But I think one we can all relate to, and not knowing who all would be on the screen, we might have some scientists, some HR leaders, some people from the admin side, quality, who knows who's on the screen. I wanted to make sure something was relevant. So what we've got here is, I will become a strong amateur athlete by buying running clothes, finding a trainer and getting more fit, and running a long race in the spring. Okay, you probably can see that that's not meeting the SMART criteria. So let's run through the SMART criteria. The S stands for specific. We want to make sure that goal is really specific. The M is measurable. So did we quantify, right? And so we want to think about, can I measure success of this goal? I did it or I didn't do it. That's what I always ask it. When I look at a goal, can somebody say I did it or I didn't? And it's really clear. A, is it achievable? So is it realistic given our circumstances? So we're seeing some organizations where maybe we've had a reduction in force. We have fewer people trying to do more, but we haven't changed any of the deadlines. We really need to think, is this achievable given, our current circumstances? Could I accomplish this? R is realistic. So that again goes into, do I have the resources? Am I able to make this happen? So that A and R is really about, am I setting people up to succeed? So that's the A and the R. And the T is time bound or tangible. Okay. So we definitely want target dates on something, and we also want them to be tangible. Okay. So that's our SMART goal process. Okay. So I've highlighted some of the pieces that are a problem on this goal. I will become, part of that's, even the become part is a little challenging, but a strong amateur athlete. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm winning races? Does that mean I'm placing in a time that's less than X? What does that mean, strong amateur athlete? Very vague. And then we've got by buying running clothes, finding a trainer, and getting more fit. This is a really common trap we see people fall into when they're setting goals. They put their action plan in their goal. These are really action steps that are a part of the goal. I'm going to have to find clothes. I'm going to have to find a trainer. I'm going to have to get fit. So I got to get a training plan. I don't want to put all of that in my goal. So the way that we know that our goal is starting to look like an action plan instead of a goal is if it's really long. So this is how I would revise this. I will complete the Boston Marathon in under 5 hours by December 31st, 2024. That's really the goal.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to check out the next sneak peek from our Snack Room bite-sized learning series focusing on goal setting and how to build habits to crush your 2024 goals.